afternoon, friends. So I thought I'd offer some of you a little bit of bonus material. This is always going to be available on my YouTube page, but I'm not going to post it on my personal Facebook page. I'm going to make it only available directly from either my YouTube page or my Facebook page for this group, our Blooming Catholic Life with Deanna and Friends. So I want you to try and get out and like that page so that you can see exclusive content as soon as it comes out, either the Facebook page or go to YouTube. So I want to talk to you a little bit today. Remember, was a first Saturday, and I had such a beautiful time. It's always a little unexpected how the schedule is going to work out. But so I went a little bit early. I was able to help out around the shrine, which is always blessing me. Sometimes they don't need me, but I kind of like it when they do. Don't we all like to feel needed, friends? So it's nice to begin your day with a little bit of service for people. And then I went ahead, helped somebody with a computer problem, and then I was able to run down and start the first Saturday devotions. So if you're just joining us or you're not familiar exactly with what that is, on First Saturday, this is a request of Our Lady of Fatima that we go and pray the rosary. You spend 15 additional minutes focusing, meditating on one of the mysteries of the rosary. You go to confession, right? And you go to communion that day. And I don't know. There's little wibbly wobbly bits of the rule where you can do the confession and communion thing. It doesn't have to be exactly that day, but it needs to be around that day. But if you're living in the suburbs or a city, it shouldn't be any problem for you to get out and do that. So, did all that, right? So we got to do a litany of Our Lady. We did Stations of the Cross. We did the Rosary. We did a Divine Mercy Chaplet. And a couple other small prayers, some Marian hymns that we all know. And it's just a beautiful little retreat space, right? It's only an hour or so. And then the meditation time leads straight into noon mass at the particular place where I go. And that's one of the reasons why I love doing Saturday devotions at this particular shrine, because it flows straight into mass. So you're getting that communion right away, but you're kind of ready for it then, right? You've prepared, spent a good deal of time preparing for it. Father Angelo gave the homily today. It was really amazing. Oh, he's an amazing scholar, but I think it's more than that. I think he's, a mystic contemplative. That's what I'm going to say. I'm putting that out there. I think he is. His insights are just so amazing. So beautiful homily that just kind of refreshed us, but also kind of called us to task, right? I think good homilies do both of those, refresh you and call you to task. And that's part of our, right? Got to fill up that well so that it overflows, but we also have to worry about our natural side and our supernatural end. So we're doing both. Like I did this service helping people. I filled the beverage station. So I got to do a little bit of that, but I also got to spend time praying. So anyway, what do you do after Mass? Well, there's an opportunity at my shrine that the secular Franciscans have a book sharing afterwards. So it's not a book club because it's not as rigid. You don't have to belong or come every month or stuff. It's pretty loosey-goosey, and the emphasis is on the sharing part. So there's no pressure to have already read the book or anything. Nothing like that. And you just bring a paper bag lunch. It's very informal. It's not even held at our houses, right? It's at the shrine. So there's not somebody scrambling at the last minute trying to fix their house up, right? So this is the first time I tried that, and it was such a blessing. Oh my goodness, I had so much fun. Now, of course, we read a new book by Murray Bodo because we're secular Franciscans, and that's what you do. Study St. Francis. And this is a whole new level. We were talking about it. Murray Bodo, he's very much a poet and a friar, and each book, I mean, he's talking about St. Francis in each book, but each book goes deeper and deeper. It's just a different level and a totally different angle. And like we've been saying, that's so true for all of us. We always need to go deeper. And I'll tell you, I was really challenged today. Made a good confession about it. It was just the Lord put something on my heart that it was something I was doing and something I was neglecting. I wasn't being the best neighbor. And maybe we all have that. I don't know. I'm going to tell myself that, right? So maybe somebody new moves in your neighborhood and you're in a very busy part of your life and you don't go welcome them, and then it becomes awkward, right? It can be a new person at work. It can be wherever, right? You're just kind of preoccupied. You're on a big project, or, one of your kids just started a new school. So maybe you just aren't interacting with that new neighbor as much. And as time goes by and you haven't made that initial thing, it gets super awkward. Well, here's the thing. Then that neighbor needs help. And you don't feel comfortable going over because you don't want it to feel like pity. You want to be like a neighbor just helping a neighbor. But how do you approach them? Or even a coworker. You can see that coworker's having a bad day, but you've never even figured out their name. Like, you can see them sitting there crying in their cubicle, but you're not willing to go in and make the effort because it's awkward. Well, today I sucked it up. I made a fool of myself and went over and did something with this neighbor. And it's not like I did any big great act of charity. I didn't. I just humbled myself and went over and introduced myself. And it is what it is, but it felt so good just to do that. Now we're neighbors, right? Real neighbors. And that just felt really, really good. So I encourage you. I found that so uplifting. And I really love First Saturday devotions, and I thought I had it down. What I loved adding that book sharing was a whole new level. And then, yeah, I came home and I did some other things too. So I came home and I did several acts of community service. So I'm feeling kind of good today to go into Sunday tomorrow. I'm kind of ready for it. So I'm just kind of reflective on the day and what all happened. And it was beautiful. So again, getting those two sides, right? Filling up that well and then letting it spill out. And it's okay that I did so much today, because tomorrow I'm going to go to Mass again and fill it right back up. So what a joyful day for me. I don't know about you, friends. So I thought I'd bring you some books to do just as ideas. If you're not Franciscan, don't worry, that you can always study St. Francis, but whatever. You can do other books. I was going to recommend to you quick 33 Days to Morning Glory. If the St. Louis de Montfort Consecration to Mary is a little intimidating, or you're like, consecration to Mary, what's that? It's to Jesus through Mary is the technical term, right? And that's pretty easy. You want to meet somebody, sometimes you're a little nervous. If you already know his mom, go talk to his mom. That's basically it. Of course, it's much deeper than that, but that's the basis of it. So this breaks down the 33 Days to Morning Glory. Really, really breaks it down. Father Michael Gately, such a gift he's been given in this book. It's called a Do-It-Yourself Retreat. Look at that. One of the reviews in the front of the cover is Father James McCurry, OFM Conventional. He is our Minister Provincial of the friars at the shrine I go to. What fun. I had no idea. I love this book, and right now people are calling for Women of Grace especially is doing like a consecration drive, trying to see how many people we can get to in on this consecration. So give this book a try. It's available, like almost every Catholic bookstore is going to have it, but I think Amazon carries it. But you can go to, I think we've been talking about a lot lately. I think it's just thedivinemercy.org, I think is the website for them. So get out there and look that up. This is a great book to introduce you. Even if you don't do the consecration, you don't have to, but it's a great study to explain to you what's going on in a consecration and why we do it. This is the actual book we did, Surrounded by Love, 7 Teachings from St. Francis by Murray Bodo. So I did have that out here. It looks like a little book, but it's so deep. Oh my goodness. These are some other books I've picked up, and I admit I haven't read these yet, but I'm so excited to try it. So since it's a Marian themed day, I thought I'd show you some books. You could always do some books about Fatima. Easy peasy pick, right? Look at this one, The Virgin Mary and Theology of the Body. This is by Father Donald Calloway. Didn't even realize that. They're in the same order. So you could probably also pick this one up at The Divine Mercy, right? Oh my goodness, friends, that's so funny. I didn't even realize that was Father Don Calloway. Love his books too, so you're gonna like him. If you've heard of him before, he is the surfing priest. If you want to know more about that story, he has quite the past, and quite the future. Yay! Great priest. Then there's this book, The Anti-Mary Exposed. Ooh. Rescuing the Culture from Toxic Femininity. And that's by Carrie Gress. And I know I've mentioned it before. I am like dying to get into this book. So these are all great books to get us ready for Advent. They're great pre-Advent books, right? Get in the mind of Mary as Mary, is going to give birth to Christ. So let's be mothers of our God too, and bring Christ to the world by learning about his mother first. This one, oh my goodness, it's another Father Don Calloway book. I didn't realize that when I went and got them. This is called Purest of All Lilies, the Virgin in the Spirituality of St. Faustina. So if you went out and saw the St. Faustina movie, you might really enjoy this book too. Again, it's Purest of All Lilies, the Virgin Mary in the Spirituality of St. Faustina by Father Don Calloway. And then again, it's the Marian Fathers, so go to the Divine Mercy on the web. Wow. These are some great choices. So what are your favorite books for your book clubs? Or what do you do after in your first Saturday devotions? Let us know in the comments below so we can all join in. So this is your bonus content for the day. Please share, 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 and include your comments. Let's build a little community and build each other up and give each other just some really great practical ideas, right? To fill that well back up and then how to let it splash right out. Okay, friends, talk to you later. Bye.